Have you seen these? They're super cute, but I'm going to teach you how to do it for free. Now, I will warn you, it's a longer video, but it's really determined on how much customizing do you want to do. First, you can find the templates online and you can just save them as an image. So I'm going to save this template as an image, and I will give you the sizing in a little bit. Now, when I bring it into Cricut Design Space, I upload it as a single layer. That way I can do all my designing on it, the color I want, the background, the wording I want, any shapes, anything on it. I can do that myself. I also will do a duplicate of it once I have it in Cricut, and I'm going to mirror it or flip it. So if you notice here, I did my duplicate. Under actions, edit, go to the right and do a horizontal flip. Now you have your front and your back. Then you can go back to Google. I'm telling you, Google is your friend. Find templates like this. So what I did is cardboard background, and I found the template that I want. You can do anything that you want, cardboard background, maybe the different colors of cardboard, maybe gray, maybe whatever it is that you want. Save it and bring it into Cricut. The nice thing is you can slice the shape that you already loaded from this image and now start designing on it. I bought the car, the Hot Wheels car, and I was able to kind of find one that's close to it. Now, I won't show you in this video itself, but what I did once I had everything done, I printed on sticker paper because it's just easier to peel off and stick it right on there. So if you do it the way that I'm going to show you and we flatten everything, Cricut will print it and slice it for you. So that's the nice part. All right, so I can delete my original one, and now I have my back. For the front, same thing. What if your dad likes, the blue shades, or what if he likes red shades, or maybe more of a checker flag? Whatever option you want to do, customize to your dad or any kid that you're gifting, or maybe gifting for a birthday. Choose that. I'm going to do blue ombre, and I do background, and then just save it as an image and bring it into Cricut. This is the nice thing about doing it this way, is that you get to customize anything that you want, any way that your father or son, anybody that's a Hot Wheels collector can actually like and appreciate. So I'm just going to do it this way. Later on, I find out I should have done the darker side in the bottom, but it's okay. Either way, whatever works for you. So I bring it in, and I go ahead and stretch it out so that I can slice it through. And you could cover it and slice, or you can send it to the back so you can see where exactly it's going to land and how much of the maybe lighter color you want. You can do all of that. But slice it and then delete the rest. All right, so this is my template. I'm ready to start. Now, the font, I like to go to Google and hit Hot Wheels font generator. And this is helpful because it lets you go ahead and write whatever you want. Best dad, bonus dad, maybe Father's Day, whatever it is that you want to type in. Under Text Studio, it actually does it for you, and it makes it to where you just can snapshot this one or copy and paste it into your design space. So that's what I did here. Best dad, just to keep it simple. I like it. All right, screenshot it, and I am going to make it and save it as an image, and then just bring it right over to Cricut. Now, I know it's a preference thing. I know it's a lot of work, it seems like, but it's just what you make of it if you really want that design. All right, so I'm going to delete that little piece. Then I realized that there's still some blue in there, if you notice here, by the B and the E. So I can still go back. That's the nice thing about preview. And I went back and cleared off the blue just so that it doesn't, look bad in the design. And once I save it, this you do under flat graphics. So remember, if you have color, if it needs to be printed, then you do it under flat graphic. If you just need the shape, then you do it under single layer. All right. You can make it as big or as small as you want. And once it fits in there, you can keep going. Couple things you can do. As you're adding to your design, you can highlight both and flatten it so it doesn't move around. Or you can leave it as is until you're finally done and then flatten everything. Really depends on what you want. Another thing you want to do is use, again, Google for any of the images like Mattel, anything like the backgrounds. And the reason I'm going back into my images to bring in my sample one is because I want to give you guys the visuals of everything that you want to add to it. It's very customizable. It's all up to you. I did not pay for any of these images. I did not pay for any of the fonts. This is all done with the system fonts and or as you saw going into Google and or doing screenshots. So I'm bringing this in so you can see the different items. Okay, so stuff like Girl Dad you can do here in Cricut, but you can get some of these images like the limited edition. You can do Mattel. You can do some of the images on the right also straight from Google. The way that you want to do your images, like here, this is going to say #1 dad, is you can use shapes. So use shapes, size it as much as you want it, how big you want it to be. Now, if you notice, the corners are clipped. So what I like to do is I move over my original one, and then I'm going to duplicate it, bring it down, and then slice it. That way my corner is not just a square or like a perfect 90-degree angle. Now it matches exactly how the box is. So now that I have it, I can flatten it. The thing about flattening it ahead of time, though, is that you're not going to be able to slice other items through it. And I'll show you what I mean in a moment. Because here I'm flattening everything. But then when I wanted to add that little bar, like in the top where it says Girl Dad, I was not able to do it to slice until I undid the flatten. So just keep that in mind. So that's why sometimes I do like to wait until the end to flatten, but it doesn't hurt. You can always do a duplicate and have your duplicate ready to slice out of it as long as it's the same size. So here I'm going to again duplicate it, move it down, and then unflatten this one so that way I can slice through the rectangle at the top. And this is where I realized I should have done the darker part down at the bottom, the lighter part in the top, so that the black would show. But it's an easy fix. And also you can always change the color of that slides. If you want to do it maybe white instead of black and then do the writing in black, you can do anything you want. It is your project. So here we go, we flatten it. Now the back, same thing. A lot of the images like dad of girls, #outnumbered, I was able to get that as an image on Google. The hands fist pumping, same thing on Google. So I'm going to bring in the logo and I'm going to show you how I used it for 2 things. Or you can use it for 2 things. I don't think I did. Save it as your image and bring it into Cricut. You can actually use it because it does have that logo in the front as part of your logo under the graphics. So you can go ahead and make sure that it saves as an image. And then I duplicated it because if you notice, and here I should have locked my sizing, I didn't. But there you go. Now you made it, somewhat official. In the back, if you see I have #1 dad, I can actually change this to a basic cut under edit. And then you can actually make the #1 dad or whatever it is that you want to put a word in the middle of it. You can do that with any font. #1 dad I actually found online on Google, and I was able to just slice through the badge. Everything is just possible with different lines. Barcode, same thing. You can go to Google and find a dad barcode or just regular barcode. Doesn't matter as long as you're able to bring it in you can add or customize the numbers. If you want to have numbers, you can customize text. You can do any of that. See, that of girls, you could actually use something similar like that or type it up yourself. So I know we're getting towards the end of it. I'm not going to finish the whole thing, just giving you the idea because every one of you are going to have it very customized to your liking. So I'm just going to show you how it looks for you to get started if you want to go down this route. Now, if you do purchase it on Etsy, the benefit is you just, substitute some items like wording or images. Totally fine. It's up to you. But if you want to get more creative with changing it around, making it literally customizable, like just yours, single one of one, this is a good way to do it. On this upload, I accidentally uploaded that line at the bottom. You can edit anything by hitting contour and removing it. Now, there we go. One thing I'm not going to show you here is how to enter your picture, but if you have the picture, the image, you can always remove the background of it and just do the image. I didn't want to expose my children and their dad out there with their pictures because it was goofy pictures for us. But overall, you can choose the picture that you want. Once you're happy with the image, the writing, the design, I would say once you're completely done, size it at 4.25 in width and 6.5 in height. Now that's what mine was. Mine's a regular Hot Wheel. So I got that measurement from literally grabbing the Hot Wheel and measuring with the measuring tape. Everything else was sized to it. So when I had it ready, I highlighted everything on each separate. So highlight everything on the first one and highlight everything on the back of yours and then flatten it. Now, once you flatten it, it means that Cricut is going to print and then cut around it. So it'll cut the shape of it already for you. Then you just peel it and put it right on top of the Hot Wheel one. Now, you will have to remove the car out of the way. It's going to rip a little bit. Doesn't matter because when you put this on there with sticker paper, it'll look like there is nothing underneath any of it. And the nice part of it too is, like me, if you mess up, you can always print another one and then just put it right over it. On Google, I did find this one also that it's already pretty much made for you if you want to keep it as is with Hot Wheel on it. Or maybe you could put the Happy Father's Day over it. Not sure. But, there's just different options, different designs that you can try.